Take it from page 1. Please kindly make your observation known or any comment you want to make on this. Page 2. Yes, Right Honorable Akim Jamil. And I remember the Ayodeji in your name.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I'm Right Honorable Akim Jamil. I represent the Radio Constituency 2. Page 2, under announcements, that is number 3, Roma figure 3. The Right Honorable Akim Jamil announced the demise of former Speaker of Old Ondo State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Akiyemi Clement Olufemi, from not Igbimo, from Afao. Please make that correction. It's from Afao, not Igbimo. Thank you very much.
Effect that correction, not Igbimo, rather from Afao. Probably because Right Honorable Akim Jami is from Igbimo. And they believe that he must be talking about a man from, no, it's from Afao. Please take notice of that, take note of that. Yes, page 3. Page 3. Right Honorable Akim Jami, please can you off your mic? Thank you.
Sorry.
Page 4. Page 5. And page 6. In the absence of no further comment, observation, I call on the Leader of the House to move the motion for the adoption of these documents.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, my dear colleagues and visitors at the gallery. I am Honorable Tolu Lokwege. I represent Ekiti Southwest Constituency 2, and by the grace of God, the majority leader of this 7th Assembly. Right Honorable Speaker, having perused the vote and proceedings of Tuesday, 26 March 2024, and made a minor amendment, I would like to move a motion that this vote and proceedings for Tuesday, 26 March 2024 be adopted as a working document of this Honorable House. I so move.
Any seconder? Yes, I call on Honorable Ademola Martins Ojo, the man from Ijero constituency.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Ademola Martins Ojo, represents good and bad people of Ijero constituency.
The good and the bad people. Honorable Ademola Ojo, I think it is now high time. It is now the time for us to now know the demography of the bad and that of the good in your constituency. Leader of the House, I think you need to take notice of this.
That one will be done later.
And let us work on this. Yes, please go ahead, please.
Okay, sir, Mr. Speaker. So, represent the largest constituency in Ekiti State. This Right Honorable Speaker, I stand to second the motion assumed by majority leader of the House that votes and proceedings for Tuesday, 26 March 2024 to be adopted as working document of this House. So I second.
Thank you. And I put a question. The media, I'm not sure. Well, I will take a voice vote for now. But please, you can on your gadgets, voting gadgets for subsequent ones. I put a question that if you're in support that the votes and proceedings for Tuesday, March 26, 2024, be adopted as a working document of this House. Say hi. It seems members have not returned. Okay, I say if you are in support, say hi. If you're against Sunday, the ayes have it. Thank you. On that, I quickly want to let you know that I have a letter, a message from the governor of Ekiti State, Mr. Biodun Abayomi Oyebanji, dated 25th day of March, 2024, with reference number EK/Gov4/5/129, directed to the Right Honorable Speaker, Ekiti State House of Assembly, Ado Ekiti, Ekiti State. Right Honorable Speaker, request for ratification of the state's approval for the handing over of General Hospital Ikole Ekiti to the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare for the purpose of upgrading same to Federal Medical Center. And the body of the letter reads us: the Right Honorable Speaker is intimated of the above and the need for the Honorable House to ratify the Ekiti State Government's approval for the handing over of the General Hospital Ikole Ekiti to the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare for the purpose of upgrading same to Federal Medical Center. The House ratification is one of the requirements to formalize the takeover of the hospital from Ekiti government by the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare. The draft copy of the House ratification is attached therewith. The Right Honorable Speaker's quick intervention on this would be highly appreciated. Please accept the assurances of my warm regards. With signature, Biodun Oyebanji, Governor. Thank you. That is the announcement from Mr. Governor. May I also announce to the House the presence of students from Afe Babalola University, the law students, who are also here on their legal clinic / courtesy visit to the House of Assembly. I welcome you to the Ekiti State House of Assembly. I know you've been around since morning. This is the workings of the House. Sometimes you people out there ask yourself, what are they doing? We've been here since morning also working. We've had our principal officers meeting today. We've also had our parliamentary. And what we are having now is plenary. That we will discuss by the time we meet. So, but you are welcome to Ekiti State House of Assembly. I ask, any announcement from any member? Yes, Honorable Awoni Jacob.
The Right Honorable Speaker, sir, distinguished honorable members of the House, I am Honorable Jacob Adeyemi Awoniyi. I represent Moba Constituency 2. Mr. Speaker, I rise this afternoon with a very heavy heart to announce the untimely death of one of our political leaders in Nerimukwe and Moba in general, by name Mr. Akinwale Alebioshu, popularly known as Buga. Akinwale Alebioshu passed away on 28th of March 2024 after a brief illness. He was a 3-term chairman of Moba local government and Ero SCDA. His death was so painful to us in Erimope, and that almost prompted some of us to be asking one particular question. The question is, why Akinalebioshu? Why Akinalebioshu? But do we have the authority? Do we have the authority to question God? Our God knows better. Details of his burial arrangement will be made known later. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Well, thank you, Honorable Jacob Awuyemi. The late Honorable Alebioshu that you have just mentioned is a well-known person to virtually all of us. We know him to be a seasoned administrator, a political leader when he was there. It's rather unfortunate that we will be addressing him in the past, now, at this time. He was such a dynamic person, like you have mentioned, a two-term chairman of a local government. It's our own prayer that the Lord will repose his soul, and our condolences to his family, in particular, to the people of Moba, and most especially Ero SCDA, where he was a chairman, and to the Ekiti State at large. We will forever miss him. He has actually contributed his quota, and he has left us to it. The Lord will repose his soul. On that, I call on Honorable Anthony Adaramodu.
The speaking speaker, dear colleagues, my name is Honorable Tony Kende Adaramodu from the Southwest Constituency 1. Mr. Speaker and dear colleagues, I would like to announce the passing away of a political juggernaut in my local government named Honorable James Abioye Dada. And he will be buried this month. On the 26th of this month. When he was alive, he carried the party as if it's his own party. He's a man of integrity. He's a man of honor. He was a man of honor. And I just want to announce the passing away to the House. Being a former member of the State House of Assembly and a principal officer, he was a chief whip of the House. Thank you very much.
Thank you, honorable colleagues. Please, members, I will quickly request for 2 minutes stand down, please, to quickly attend to one urgent matter. A stand down, just 2 minutes. Thank you. Thank you. Honorable Adaramodu, well, thank you for the announcement. You already mentioned to us that Honorable J.A. Dada, also known as Fowowe, was one of the member of this Honorable's first house. That was the 1999 to 2003. He was a member of this house, of course, the pioneer member of Ekiti State House of Assembly. And I know they are the pioneer, at least, that what they have laid, that house is what we are building on. And I believe he had also contributed to the development of Ekiti State. And like you have mentioned, he's going to be buried on the 26th. And you know, as part of our tradition or convention, is when there is a passage of a former member of this house, it is also for us to honor his memory by having a day set aside for a special sitting. So there is going to be a special sitting next week, Thursday. Members should be aware of this. Next week, Thursday, 25th of April, we'll be having a special sitting for Honorable J.A. Dada Fowowe. May his soul rest in peace. Thank you. There are no other announcements. Yes, I will call on the leader of the house to render the petition. I know there is a petition. I believe that is the only petition we have. Can you quickly read to members the petition you have?
Thank you once again, Right Honorable Speaker, and my dear colleagues. Honorable Toluige, and I represent the Southwest Constituency too. I stand before you to read a save our soul message from a resident association where I belong. We, the residents of Fajuyi, Irewolede Estate, wish to appeal to the House of Assembly to save us from threats to our lives. Mr. Speaker, we wish to remind you that Fajuyi Estate was established in 2007 as a unique fenced estate by the law of the Ekiti State House of Assembly. The residents were asked to join Federal Mortgage Bank, and it was discovered that Housing Corporation had not put up the perimeter fencing when the bank came for inspection. The Housing Corporation therefore promised to complete the fencing within the stipulated time. However, the Housing Corporation did not fulfill our obligations, which now exposed the residents to incessant theft, gun running, child kidnapping attempts, and ritual sacrifices at every junction, all from outside the estate. We, the residents, decided to start the fencing gradually from all ends, blue roof to red roof, and the last is the green roof, which we just completed some weeks ago. You may wish to know that before the fencing at the green roof end, cars, vehicles, batteries, and tires, even robbery at gunpoint were order of the day through the porous part of the estate, the last fence part. This now prompted us to contribute money for the final fencing of the green roof end. However, before the fencing commenced, officials of the housing estate came in company of the special advisor, Honorable Oloniyo. They invited the estate representatives to the place where the master plan was displayed and critically examined. Having done that, the SA advised that complete blockage must be made to complete the perimeter fencing as seen in the master plan. The following day, he sent some housing corporation staffs to mark the layout according to the estate master plan, as to correct the illegal structure that was put up by some residents. Attached with this is the picture of the marked portion meant for the access road within the estate. In a dramatic twist, suddenly, the SA put a call through again to us that we should pull down the already completed fence to suit its cronies. As if that was not enough, the Housing Corporation Manager also called to tell us that the SA, Honorable Oloniyo, called to instruct her to go and demolish the just constructed portion which he earlier advised to be erected. But professionally, the General Manager said she could not do that without the consent of the estate residents. Conclusively, we discovered that the SA, Honorable Oloniyo, is trying to toe the path of illegality to satisfy some interests. Our prayers are, 1, that Faju Estate is a unique and fenced estate as established by law, and that it should remain so. 2, that the master plan and the layout of the estate should be followed to the letters as stipulated by the law of the Ekiti State House of Assembly. 3, that the House of Assembly should compel the Housing Corporation and our agents not to distort the master plan of the estate, and fence just erected should not be pulled down for whatever reason. Thanks for your anticipated understanding and intervention, sir. This petition was signed by the chairman of the Faju Estate Committee and the secretary. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, my colleagues.
Can you proceed to lay the petition before the House? Well, in the spirit of Nemo Judas, you don't become a judge in your own case. The leader of the House will not be able to move this motion for the adoption of this document. So I will call on Honorable Tunde Oke to move the motion for the adoption of this document.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Dear colleagues, I am Honorable Babatunde Oke, representing the Ikere Constituency 1. I rise to move a motion that the petition, as read by the leader of the House, be adopted as a working document of this House.
Which petition?
I don't know.
I know you are far away, and I have to bring you back.
Petition
Thank you.
From the Association of Fajuyi Irewolede Estate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, any seconder? Any seconder? Yes. Honorable Johnson Oyekola Bode Adeoye. Thank you. Yes, the tripartite meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yeah, my own name is Honorable Johnson Oyekola Bode Adeoye. I represent the good people of Ekiti West Constituency 2. Even though I'm not a resident of Fajuyi Irewolede Estate, and so many other colleagues are here who reside in that estate, but by the power conferred on...
Please second the motion. Second the motion.
But by the power conferred on Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion that the petition read by the leader of the House, petition from the resident of Fajuyi Irewolede Estate, be adopted as a working document of this honorable House. I so second.
Thank you very much. I put the question. If you're in support that the petition by residents of Fajuyi Irewolede Housing Estate, that is Fajuyi Irewolede Estate Residents Association, titled Save Our Soul, be adopted as a working document of this House, say aye. If against say nay, the ayes have it. Well, as our practice, we cannot sit on this petition on the floor of the House. And I believe, having perused, read through, and we have listened, I believe there is a merit in this petition that has to be looked into. Don't forget that we have mentioned that any petition that does not have any merit, that is frivolous, will not be entertained. We're entertaining this because we saw merit in it. On that note, I am going to commit this petition to Committee on Lands. I want Committee of Lands so that they can do a thorough job. Not just that, I want them also to look at even at the state of our estates in Ekiti State. But please, because of the urgency of this, you can look at other estates, but please, within 1 week, we would like to have your report. And part of what you do is to summon everybody, mention the essay, and I can't teach you your work. That is, but in the interim, pending the outcome of your meeting, this House will also order that all parties to this should maintain status quo ante. That all parties should maintain status quo ante. And please, clerk, let this be out. And the Chairman House Committee on Media, please let this be out. And all the concerns, Mr. Clerk, kindly write to them that they should maintain status quo ante pending the outcome of this. No action must be taken until the House decide on this petition before us. No further action. All parties must sheath their swords until the determination. So, Committee on Lands, please, you have 1 week. Thank you. So, on that note, I call for any matter of urgent public importance, Honorable Tokpe Adedamola Lunge. Thank you.
Right, Honorable Speaker, fellow parliamentarians, my name is Lunge Temitope Ademola. I represent the good people of Oye Constituency 1, Oye Local Government. Right, Honorable Speaker, I rise before you this morning to raise a matter of urgent public importance, which I'm sure you are probably aware of. Right, Honorable Speaker, I'd like to intimate to you that on the 13th, Saturday, April, people of Oyo State woke up to attend to their normal duties. In the course of doing that, Mr. Speaker, some unknown gunmen, who have now become known anyway, went to audaciously attack the government and people of Oyo State. Mr. Speaker, I would want this honorable House to condemn this act of terrorism in very strong terms. We should not only condemn that act, we should also ensure that we advise the federal government of Nigeria to also ensure that these terrorists are put under the full weight of the law, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it is not debatable that at this time, the president of this country, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is doing everything humanly possible to ensure that Nigerians are able to sleep with their 2 eyes closed. It's also not in doubt that the government of Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu is also trying to fix the rot in this country, especially vis-a-vis criminal activities, acts of terrorism, banditry, and all other social vices. Mr. Speaker, it's condemnable that in our land, in Yoruba land, some terrorists can...
Honorable Tokweloge, please, can you, the use of the word terrorists,
yes,
might not come in now.
Okay.
A group could only be known as terrorists when such has been gazetted to be one by the federal government.
Okay, Mr. Speaker.
Even though we will still get to that, their actions are condemnable, but as of today, they have not been considered as terrorists, but they are some unscrupulous element, or they call themselves agitators. So the word terrorist should, thank you.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I would prefer, okay, let me just use the word hoodlums for them. And I've decided to...
That's a better one.
So, some hoodlums hiding under the notion of agitators for Yoruba nation decided to take laws into their hand and unleash terror on the people of Oyo State. Mr. Speaker, I want this Honorable House to also lend our voice in condemning these acts and also advise the federal government to treat them as they deserve. I will end by quoting from Sir Isaac Newton. I'm a scientist, sorry. Sir Isaac Newton, in his third law of motion, he said that actions and reactions must always be equal and opposite. Therefore, they have carried out an action which is akin to taking over the government of Oyo State and by extension, the government of Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, that is their own action. Then the reaction of government must also be equal and opposite. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Tokweloge, for that very important matter of urgent public importance. Like you have rightly observed, by our constitution, you can't govern any part of the country through means of violence. The only means you can rise to position in Nigeria as of today, particularly when it comes to government, is through the ballot and not through the barrel of gun. I will allow maybe 2 comments before we conclude. 2 comments. Yes. Okay, okay. Yes, Honorable Johnson, you call about the idea.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I think it is important for me to join my voice to condemn in totality the activities of those that has been described as hoodlums, particularly for the fact that they were so audacious and their point of attack was the Oyo State House of Assembly. I want to believe that they are a group of misguided elements because they have failed to realize the fundamental building blocks of democracy or a democratic society. If they have concerns about constitution, about how the nation is being governed, or the general welfareism of the people, they fail to realize it was that same House of Assembly that they should have appropriately channeled their grievances or thoughts or suggestions to for effective inclusion into governance and to improve the welfare of the people and of the country. So it is unfortunate that such incident is happening at a time when the President and the Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria himself is from this geographical zone. So I want to believe these are just hoodlums seeking for attention. And every Nigerian, every House of Assembly in this country should rise to condemn it. And it is interesting and it gladdens my heart that those organizations that has been associated with agitating for better welfare and better positioning, if you like, of the southwestern region have condemned this act in totality. I've read press release from the Afenifere socio-cultural organization. I've read statement from the Ilana Odua group led by our own Professor Banji Akintoye and the likes of Sunday Igboho. They have all condemned it, and it should be condemned in totality so as to discourage any group thinking to go in this very wrong direction. Mr. Speaker, thank you for allowing me to make this submission.
Oyekola Bode Johnson, just Oyekola Bode Adeoye. And I pick your word, they are misguided or misdirected or in whatever form. Yes, Honorable Tony Adrabodu.
Honorable Speaker, sir, dear colleagues, my name is Honorable Tony Kende Adramodu, representing the good people of Ekiti Southwest Constituency 1. As my colleague has just said, it is highly barbaric the way and manner in which the so-called agitators came. We have to commend the effort of our security men for taking quick action in arresting the situation. It is quite unfortunate where we have government, a sitting government, that a group of people will just go and host their flag, and they say that they want to create a nation out of the country. However, I think, even if I'm not a lawyer, I can say that the offense they've committed is treasonable. And definitely, if they are charged to court, it will serve as a deterrent to others that want to cause confusion or want to cause disharmony or disunity among us. I submit that with their attitude and with their actions, thorough punishment should be meted to them. Thank you, my speaker.
Adramodu, I believe that this will not pass without Right Honorable Akim Jamiu making his comments. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Right Honorable Speaker, I'm Right Honorable Akim Jamiu, representing the Parliamentary Constituency 2. Well, it was so appalling and so unthinkable. In fact, when I was watching them on TV, I thought I was watching a Nollywood movie, and with the way they were invading government installations, like the government house, like the House of Assembly. Well, this is a democracy, and there's nothing we cannot expect. But I join others to condemn this act, and I believe that, just like the previous speaker said, that these people are misguided. They don't even know the implication of what they did. They don't know at all, because in a federation, secession is not allowed. And if they are conversant with history and civics, and Mr. Speaker, and this is why I think we should also put on the fight to reintroduce history. If they know history, if they know the Biafran War, the attempt at the Easterners to secede, then they will not try this, and they should have known what happened to the agitators of IPOB and the rest of them. It's the same thing they are doing, and there is no reason whatsoever. There is no rationale, and the people behind this are abroad. That is the irony of it. The one who said he was sworn in on the social media, he lives abroad. The woman lives abroad. So they just put the life of innocent and misguided people here because of poverty. They put their life at risk. And I want to join others to say that they should be made to face the music, because they were lucky. If it was the military that confronted them, they would have been shot dead, all of them. But I think with this one, the remaining people see agitating unreasonably will take a cue. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Right Honorable Akim Jamiu. Without much ado about nothing, it is clear that when you look at this group of people, they are a group of psychos that require psychiatric tests, whether we like it or not. And I believe that even after psychiatric tests, they also require psychotherapy. is important. There are cycles that require psychiatric tests and psychotherapy. It's important that government look at that. And also, they say Yoruba agitators or Odua agitators, or what do they even call themselves? Which agitation? On, like Right Honorable Akim mentioned, some of them lives abroad. And these are guys who are also trying to throw stone and to cause division, and with the ultimate intention of creating chaos and war in our dear country. And I believe on that note, this House will condemn in its entirety their actions on any other actions that tends to undermine our democratic institution and also the peace of this nation. So I believe this is will form part of our resolution on this. And the resolution is that the House condemn in totality the activities of the hoodlums, under the code name of whatever they call themselves, Yoruba agitators, for their despicable acts in Oyo State, House of Assembly. And that this group of people who are misguided or misdirected into thinking that they can fraudulently take over the government of the Western Nigeria, that the full wrath of the law should be brought against them. And it's also directed, we need to also direct the government of Ekiti State to be proactive and beef up security around government institutions, even including our schools, all public institutions in the state. The House further condemn, the House also the House also direct the government of Ekiti State to make proactive measures to guide against such occurrence in our state. If you agree that all these form part of our resolutions on these, say aye. If you're against, say nay. The ayes have it. So, Mr. Clerk, please let the resolutions as passed be quickly prepared and get it expeditiously. Let us get it across to the appropriate quarters, authorities, the police, the governor, and every other authorities. Thank you. On that note, I call on the leader of the House to take us through what we have for today on the order of the day.
Thank you, Mr. Capacity, the Right Honorable Speaker of the 7th Assembly, and my dear colleagues. I am Honorable Tolulo Kwege once again. I represent the Southwest Constituency 2. I have the order paper for Tuesday, 16th April 2024 here with me. And there are 5 items on the order of the day. Items number 1 is the ratification of the state government's approval for the handing over of General Hospital Ikole Ekiti to the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare for the purpose of upgrading same to Federal Medical Center. Item number 2 is a report of a joint committee on works and transport, investment, trade and industries, due process and sustainable development goals on Ekiti State Local Content First Amendment Bill 2024. Items number 3 is the bill on the Ekiti State Security Trust Fund Second Amendment Law 2024. Item number 4 is Ekiti State Public Procurement Reenactment First Amendment Law 2024. And item number 5 is adjournment.
Thank you, the leader of the House. I will quickly want us to do a few amendments to the order of the day. And that is item 3, Ekiti State Security Trust Fund Second Amendment Bill, not law. Bill 2024. and also that of item 4, the Ekiti State Public Procurement Reenactment First Amendment Bill 2024. These are bills before us. So on that, we will take the first one, which is the ratification of the state's approval for the handing over of General Hospital Ikole Ekiti to the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare for the purpose of upgrading same to Federal Medical Center. As earlier read to us, the letter from the governor seeking the ratification of this house for the handing over of the General Hospital Ikole Ekiti to the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare for the purpose of upgrading same to the Federal Medical Center. Maybe let me just allow one or two comments, and before we move for its ratification. It's a request by the governor that require our approval, and I believe the approval we will not withdraw. But if there's anybody that has any comment to make before we call for the approval, Honorable Femi Fatula.
Right Honorable Speaker.
So we should know that I hold the gavel here. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, please go ahead.
The Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Honorable Femi Fatula, representing the people of Ikole Constituency 1. Mr. Speaker, I will be speaking in respect of the whole Ikole local government. No, sir.
This request.
Mr. Speaker, the request is a well-deserved request that we need to approve for the state government.
So you mean this is a well-thought-out request?
Well-thought-out request.
Are you saying this is a very good request?
Very good request.
Are you saying this is a request that
Mr.
this
Speaker,
House should approve?
This House will approve it because
all right.
It's a good request. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Idowu Odebumi.
The capacity, dogged and rugged, Right Honorable Speaker, I still remain my humble self, Honorable Comrade Idowu Odebumi, representing the good people of Oye Constituency 2. The border between this latest development hospital to Ikole local government. Mr. Speaker, what we fail to appreciate, we surely depreciate. With this request, let us appreciate the president of the country, because according to information, only few numbers of hospitals were upgraded to FMC. And for us having it in Ekiti State, kudos to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, kudos to Mr. Governor and every other people that team up for us to have this befitting hospital in Ekiti State. And with this, I believe, and with the road networking that we are having recently in Ekiti State, it will be an easy access for everybody living in Ekiti State to access the facility and get a quality health facility. So I urge my people that we don't have any issue in granting the request of Mr. Governor.
Thank you, Honorable Odebumi, that the request is well thought out, like you have mentioned, and that is that we just have to appreciate the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for even acceding to give us a federal medical center in Ikole Ekiti, and also to appreciate the governor for sending this approval to us. Yes. Let's listen to Honorable Tunedo. Let's listen to him.
Right Honorable Speaker, sir, distinguished colleagues of Ekiti State House of Assembly, I am Honorable Tunedo. I represent Ikere Constituency 2. Mr. Speaker, I want to appreciate you for allowing me to rise up and speak. I want to appreciate Mr. Governor for bringing this letter to the so that we can give the property of the General Hospital a collect to the upgraded Federal Medical Center.
I think your point has been made to appreciate Mr. Governor
Mr. Speaker,
for this request.
I want to say that whatever we're doing at all is we're doing well on egalitarian ground, Mr. Speaker. In Ekiti State, by my analysis, we have a Federal Medical Center, Ido, which is not far from Ikole Ekiti. And these two local governments fall in the northern part of Ekiti State. Mr. Speaker, for the sake of equity and justice, Mr. Speaker, we ought to have been duly consulted or contacted while the process of upgrading was going on. I know this was done by the federal government, but we should have been contacted during the process. Because Ikere,
no problem.
South also needs...
Don't let me waste... let me help you out. No, let me help you.
Let me be hard.
Honorable Tudedo, hold on, calm down. I will help you. You ought to have been contacted. We will get this across to the governor and to the president, that when next things of this nature is to be done, there is the need for them to contact the people. We will do that. Definitely, we are going to do that. And you also mentioned that this is in Ekiti North. Of course, you know that life is turn by turn. Definitely, it will get to the turn of the South very soon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
No doubt. So I don't think you should waste your time on this.
Mr. Speaker, I just told you that we have Federal Medical Center at Ido.
Yes.
We have Federal University. The only Federal University in Ekiti State is in the northern part of this state. We have other federal presence around the center and the north, but you cannot find one in the south. Mr. Speaker, this is not equity.
Point noted.
At the federal, when you look at federal character in Nigeria Constitution, there should be equal distribution of all these federal institutions, so that there will be equity, Mr. Speaker. That was what I mentioned the other time. People in the south also need medical attention. People in the south also need federal presence when it comes to medical treatment of our people. We cannot be moving to the north, Mr. Speaker. We are going to speak out this time around, Mr. Speaker. I want to tell you, I am not supporting whatever ratification or whatever thing it may be going, but myself, Honorable Tudedo, representing Ikere Constituency 2, I want to announce to the whole world that we are not satisfied by with the upgrading of General Hospital Ikole to Federal Medical Center, while we have Federal Medical Center at Ido, which is not area of the state. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Tudedo. Of course, you have a very good point. But in democracy, minority will have their say. Majority will have their way. Yes, leader of the House.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you, my dear colleagues. Right Honorable Speaker, I will want to slightly align myself with the submissions of Honorable Idowu Odebumi and thereafter Honorable Babatunde Idowu. It's actually a landmark achievement for Ekiti State to have won the approval and the creation of this Federal Medical Center in Ekiti State. And I think we need to appreciate His Excellency, the President of Nigeria, for doing this yeoman's job of approving this Federal Medical Center for us. Equally, I would like to differ a little from the submissions of Honorable Tudedo. While I will differ, I will only want to appeal in this regard to constituted authorities that forthwith Ekiti South should be considered for such allocations or approvals when next such is available for Ekiti State.
it is important that we note that there are a lot of development that is ongoing in the north and in the central. And if we continue to leave Ekiti South behind, Ekiti South becomes a burden to the states on the long run. So I will want to plead with the stakeholders to continue to consider Ekiti South for future and further development as available.
Very well. Thank you. Well spoken. That South should be, Ekiti South should also be considered. But may I also correct one impression from Honorable Tunde. When it comes to federal character, they deal with states of the federation. It is not for them now to begin to come to that state and begin to say, this is South, this is North, this is West. What federal character means is the Southwest, the Northwest, the Southeast, the South-South, what is coming. And what comes to the Southwest, which state? So the thought of Ekiti, it is not, so federal character had already been dealt with by bringing it to Ekiti State. If this is going to South-South, everything goes to South-South, then you can now begin to talk about federal character, Ekiti. But, well, you are a low voice in the wilderness, though. Let me take the last person, Honorable Jacob Hawoni.
The Right Honorable Speaker, sir, distinguished honorable members of the House, I am Honorable Jacob Adeyemi Awoniyi. I represent Maba Constituency 2. I want to start by thanking and appreciating the federal government of Nigeria for deeming it fit to give us such health facility in Ekiti North. And I want to appreciate our governor, the governor of Ekiti State, for years to hand over the General Hospital to the federal government. But I want to make a point, sir. The workers in the General Hospital should not be made to suffer for running the cost of transferring their services to the federal services. They should not be made to suffer. I think that one is very, very important. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Very good point that when it is time to cross, the federal government to take over, the workers there should also be properly taken care of and they should not be made to suffer. You remember we did that when the then College of Education in Kere was upgraded to a university. Part of what we did here was to ensure that the staff, and I remember, even though I am from the north in the 6th Assembly, but I championed on the floor of this house the upgrade of the College of Education in Kere to become a university. I was at the forefront of that agitation that brought about the university we have in Ikere, and I'm aware that that university now has about almost 14,000 students. And these students live in Ikere Ekiti, not at Ikole Ekiti. I wonder why, my brother, we are this time not supporting Ikole at this point in time when you are needed most. But I must say that God has really blessed us in Ekiti State for us to be considered for this kind of gesture by the federal government. Only 6 were approved throughout the federation. We have 36 states in Nigeria, and Ekiti was considered as one. I believe even without even asking for anything, is an expedite approval, accelerated approval. And it is on that note I'm going to put to question. And this time, it is still going to be voice vote. I am going to put it voice vote. If you are in support that the request for ratification of the state's approval for the handing over of General Hospital Ikole Ekiti to the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare for the purpose of upgrading same to Federal Medical Center, say aye. If against, say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk, please ensure the transmission of this approval today, not tomorrow. Today, transmit it to the governor that the House has ratified the approval, the request. Thank you. So the request has been approved. So all properties of General Hospital Ikole has now been handed over to Federal Medical Center, Ikole Ekiti. Leader of the House.
Right, Honorable Speaker. Thanks for your dexterity and your humility. We appreciate you. And my dear colleagues, it's been a tough one. We appreciate you too, and our guests at the gallery. Right, Honorable Speaker, the next item is the report of the Joint Committee on Works and Transport, Investment, Trade and Industry, Due Process and Sustainable Development Goals on the State Local Content First Amendment Bill 2024, and the report will be delivered by the Chairman of Trade and Industry, of Investment, Trade and Industry, in the person of Honorable Temitope Ademola Longe.
All right, I call on Honorable Temitope Ademola Longe to read the report of this tripartite committee to the House. Thank you.
Right, Honorable Speaker, fellow parliamentarians, once again, my name is Longe Temitope Ademola, and I represent the good people of Oye Constituency 1. Mr. Speaker, this is a report of the Joint Committees on Works and Transport, Investment, Trade and Industry, and Due Process and Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, on the Ekiti State Local Content Bill 2024. Preamble. On Thursday, 29th February 2024, the House deliberated on the Ekiti State Local Content Bill with the objective of promoting economic development within the state. The primary purpose is to stimulate local industries, create jobs, transfer technology, and build capacity, which requires a certain percentage of goods, services, or labor used in projects or industries to be sourced locally. Subsequently, the House resolved that above stated three standing relevant committees should jointly further scrutinize the bill with a view to producing a law devoid of Mr. Speaker, the committees convened a public hearing to gather input from stakeholders aimed at enhancing the bill for the benefit of local contractors, artisans, and business owners in Ekiti State. B, scope of work. Recognizing the significance of this assignment, the committees invited key stakeholders to provide their suggestions for potential inclusion in the bill before its final passage into law. Representatives from various entities also participated in the process. These are 1, Ministry of Works, 2, Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industries, 3, Bureau of Public Procurement, 4, Ekiti State Trade Union, 5, Ekiti State Association of Artisans, 6, Association of Indigenous Contractors in Ekiti State, and 7, Special Advisor, Stroke Director General, Local Content, Bureau of Local Content, among others. Benefits of the Local Content Bill. Colleagues, gentlemen of the press, our esteemed guests at the gallery, after meticulous review, the joint committees identified several benefits envisioned by the local content legislation, which includes 1, economic development. Local content bill stimulates economic growth by creating opportunities for local businesses to supply goods and services to industries that were previously dominated by foreign companies. These can lead to job creation, increased investment, and overall economic development. 2, skills development. By requiring companies to employ and train local personnel, local content builds the skills and expertise of the local workforce, enhancing youth employability and contributing to human capital development, which is one of the core pillars of this administration. 3, technology transfer. Companies operating under local content bill may be required to transfer technology and know-how to local partners, fostering technological development and innovation within our dear state. 4, enhanced social responsibility. Companies' compliance with local content bill involves corporate social responsibility initiatives, such as community development projects and environmental conservation efforts, which benefit local communities and the environment. Reduce dependency. By promoting the use of local resources and talent, local content bill helps reduce dependency on foreign imports and expertise, thereby enhancing state self-reliance and resilience against external economic shocks. 6, sustainable development. By prioritizing local suppliers and workers, local content bill contribute to sustainable development by fostering long-term economic stability, social inclusion, and environmental stewardship within the state. D, proposed amendments. Based on plenary deliberations, Mr. Speaker, oral and written submissions of critical stakeholders, the committees proposed the following amendments for consideration by this Honorable House. 1, application. Page 5 and 6, delete sections 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 from the bill, as it does not correlate with the content of the bill. 2, establishment and functions of due process unit. Page 6, delete section 7 and 8 of the bill, as it duplicates the responsibility of the Bureau of Public Procurement. Page 6, section 9, delete the entire section as it bears no meaning to the content and purpose of the bill. 3, local content in bid evaluation. Page 11, section 19, insert a new proviso as subsection 2 to the section 28 as follows. The level of local content shall be according to section 12A of this law, in inverted commas. 4, powers of the Bureau. Page 15, section 3(1), delete subsections G and H from the bill to avoid conflict with the functions of the Bureau of Public Procurement. 5, numbering of sections and pages. Revising the number of sections and pages for accuracy following the deletion of certain sections. E, recommendation. Mr. Speaker, the committees, having painstakingly scrutinized the bill through rigorous review process, thereby recommend to this Honorable House that Ekiti State Local Content Bill 2024 should scale through the second reading. F, appreciation. Right Honorable Speaker, fellow parliamentarians, the joint committees express our deep appreciation to the House leadership for the opportunity to serve in this capacity and contribute to the legislative process. Signed, members of Committee on Works and Transport, Honorable Tony Adaramodu, Chairman, Honorable Tokwelonge, Vice Chairman, Honorable Toluige, Majority Leader of the House, Member, Honorable Tunde Idowu, Chairman, House Committee on Media, Member, Honorable Abimbola Sholanke, and Mr. Adewale O. Adeleye, that's the committee clerk. Also, Committee on Due Process and SDGs, Honorable Femi Fatula, Chairman, Honorable Abimbola Sholanke, Vice Chairman, Honorable Dele Ogunshakin, the Minority Leader, Member, Honorable Oluwayomi Ebenezer Ayorinde. Member, Honorable Alaja Miriam Ogunlade. Member, Mr. Tope Akerele, Committee Clerk. Committee on Investment, Trade and Industry. Honorable Longe Temitope Ademola, Chairman. Honorable Babatunde Fawekun, Vice Chairman. Honorable Anthony Odu, Member. Right Honorable Akim Jamiu Ayodeji, Member. Honorable Babatunde Omotayo, Member. And Committee Clerk is Mr. Tope Akerele. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You read your report and you want to hold it yourself. Please, can you come forward and lead the report before the House? Well, before we make any comments on the report, leader, please, can you go back? I will call on the leader of the House to move the motion for the approval, for the adoption of this document as a working document of this House. Thank you.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My dear colleagues, our guests at the gallery, I'm Honorable Tolulokwe Ige. I represent the Southwest Constituency 2. Right Honorable Speaker, I would like to move a motion that the report of the Joint Tripartite Committee on Works and Transport, Investment, Trade and Industry, and Due Process and Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, on the State Local Content Bill 2024 be adopted as a working document of this Honorable House.
Any seconder? Yes, Honorable Odebumido.
The capacity, Right Honorable Speaker, I still remain my humble self, Honorable Idowu Odebumi, representing the good people of Oye Constituency 2. I rise to second the motion that the report of the Joint Committee on Works, Transport, Investment, Trade and Industry, Due Process and Sustainable Development Goal on Ekiti State Local Content Bill 2024 be adopted as a working document of this House. I so second.
If you are, observation will come after the adoption of the document. You can't speak to the document that is not before the House. If you are in support that this document become the working document of this House, that is the report on the Local Content Bill 2024, press yes. If you are against, press no. Kindly on your pad, sign in and press OK. Yes, I am the right. You can now go on, okay? Online. Yes. Media, are you with us or you are against us? Well, let me just do a voice vote. If you're in support that this report of the committees on the local content bill become the working document of this House, say aye. If you're against, say nay. The ayes have it.
Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleague, my name is Honorable Omotayo Babatunde. I represent the good people of Iseorun constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm pleased to inform you that under the Committee on Investments and Trade and Industry, the last page, number 5, I can see, I saw Honorable Babatunde Idowu. So I don't know who is Honorable Babatunde Idowu, and my name should read Honorable Babatunde Omotayo Emmanuel. So I don't know how come this Honorable Idowu and the person signed. I don't know the person, sir. So
sorry, please. We can do that administratively. We will look into it. The person that signed is Babatunde Idowu. Your own is Babatunde Omotayo. Your own was not signed. So we'll look at it and we'll discuss that. Thank you. Your observation is noted and necessary correction made. Honorable Tunde Oke.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Dear colleagues, I am Honorable Babatunde Oke, representing Kere Constituency 1. Mr. Speaker, starting from the heading of the report, I noticed that what we have is it states local content B. It should be first amendment, not the local content B is not coming here for the first time. We already have the law. So this should be first amendment B. And yes, also in the body of the report. Yes.
Time. What we are going to do is to the leader. Please, can you sit down, leader? Please. At this junction, we will try and commit this bill to the Committee of the Whole House. So the leader can move the motion for the bill and the reports to be committed to the Committee of the Whole House. Then we can just look at everything you have mentioned. Thank you.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you, my colleague. Once again, I'm Honorable Tolulokwa Ige. I represent the Southwest Constituency 2. Right Honorable Speaker, I would like to move a motion that this report, earlier adopted as a working document of this House, be committed to the Committee of the Whole House. I so move.
Any seconder to that? Honorable Bosse Olowo-Okere.
The Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished honorable members, I'm Honorable Bosse Olowo-Okere. I'm representing the Holy Republic in Nigeria, Efon Republic.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So Nigeria is even not a republic.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I rise to second the motion moved by the majority leader of this House that the report of Joint Committee on Works, Transport and Investment, Trade and Industry, and Due Process and Sustainable Development Goals on Ekiti State Local Content B 2024 that has already been adopted to be committed to the Committee of the Whole House. I so second.
Thank you. I put the question that if you are in support that this report and the bill be committed to the Committee of the Whole House, say aye. If you're against, say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you. You are welcome to the Committee of the Whole House. You will recall that this House, having debated the bill On the Ekiti State Local Content Bill, First Amendment committed the bill to the Committee on Trade and Investment, Works, and SDG Public Procurement. And I'm aware that these three committees also did a public hearing on the bill. And after the public hearing, they came up with a report which has also been rendered before this House. The report has also been adopted as the working document of this House, which we all have before us. So we will quickly consider the report of the committee and also look at the bill together. And this is the period which members can make their comments, observation, so that we can quickly pass this bill. Don't forget that this bill has been with us from the onset of the 7th Assembly, and it's been here for almost 6 months now. And we look at it holistically and do the needful. So I am going to take the bill line by line, but please note that the amendment as proposed by the committee, whatever we are considering, please take note that the amendment is put into consideration. So I am going to we're going to take it one after the other, just like the committee has done a great job. And please, I forgot to also commend the committees for a job well done. You really did a great job. I remember I was in Abuja attending the PLSI award given to Ekiti State, and I was online watching your proceedings. It was a great one, indeed a great job. And your report, a very rich report. I think we should give them a round of applause for doing a great job. Thank you very much for that great job you have done. So please, we will take the bill with the title. And the title of the bill is Ekiti State Local Content First Amendment Bill 2024. And if you still want this to form part of this bill, can you say aye? If you're against, say nay. The ayes have it. So I am taking, we will take it, see, it has 27 sections. So I'm going to take it 1 to 5 together. And if there's any further proposed amendment outside the one that has been proposed by the committee, we all have the proposals to the bill. Please, you can indicate. And this bill, we've mentioned that this bill is enacted by the State House of Assembly as follows. And we take section 1, which is deemed to have been read by members. These had already been read, so I take section 1, section 2. Section 2 deals with appointment and composition of the board. Section 3 deals with roles of Ekiti State Local Content Monitoring Board. And section 4 speaks about the other staff. And section 5, which is the application. So if you are in support that these sections, as mentioned with the amendment made by the committees in their report, say aye. If you're against that this form part of the law, say nay. The ayes have it. I take section 6, which is the scope of application. Please don't forget that our amendment made, and this will be already incorporated into the bill. So you look at it again, and if you want this to remain, and as amended by the committee. If you want section 6, which is scope of application, section 7, certificate of authorization, and I believe there is an amendment to that proposed by the committee. Section 8, which is priority given to indigenous contractors, which is one of the reasons for this bill. And section 9, which has also been amended, registration of indigenous contractor. That's section 9. And section 10, hiring of local labor. If you want these sections to form part of this law, together with the amendment made by the committees in their report, say aye. If you're against, say nay. The ayes have it. I also move to section 11, which is the priority to be given to indigenous contractor. And that has also been taken care of by the committees. Section 12, that deals with Ekiti State Local Content Consultative Forum. Section 13, that deals with composition of Ekiti State Local Content Consultative Forum. Section 14, that deals with access to facilities for assessment and verification purpose. And section 15, also under the establishment and composition of Ekiti State Local Content Implementation Monitoring Committee. If you're in support that this form part of this law, has also been amended. Proposals for the amendment made by the committee, say aye.